In this lecture module, I want to go over the basic Beachboard page, including all of the resources that are available on the page. So when you log on to your Beachboard page, on the upper left-hand side will be a newsfeed. Any course announcements together with reminders of upcoming assignments will be posted on that newsfeed. It will also be visible to you whenever you log into Beachboard on your newsfeed. Over here, you have my name, my email address. Since this is an online-only course, your contact with me will be through sending me emails, receiving emails from me. And also, I've set up a course questions discussion thread on the discussions page here so that you can ask questions on the discussion thread should you have a need to. And I'll try to respond to emails and discussion thread questions within 24 hours. Below that, I've set up a calendar that gives a running set of announcements about when particular course events are occurring. You can go to the calendar itself. You can look at a month, a week, or even a day and see exactly what assignments are coming up. One of the main reasons why I use Beachboard in my classes is that it gives students access to a constantly updated gradebook. So they always are aware whether or not they've turned in an assignment, it's been graded and recorded, and what their grade is. They can always keep track with a running total of how they're doing in the course. There'll be Beachboard quizzes that have true, false, multiple select, and multiple choice questions that cover the material. There'll be at least one of those quizzes every week to help you review the material. There'll also be a set of discussion assignments. You'll be automatically directed to a group of 3 people that's been randomly chosen for you by Beachboard. Your assignment will be to write a response to a prompt for that particular assignment, and then to comment on the responses of your other 2 group members. So you'll be able to access those group discussions and post your comments and comments on other comments right there. Quizzes can be found on the quiz page. And as you can see, they have quizzes that are currently active, quizzes that are coming up in the future. And generally speaking, as we roll over into a new week, the quizzes for that week will become available. And as we finish that week, the quizzes will disappear from our quiz list again. So make sure that you give yourself plenty of time to complete the quizzes before their due date. And they'll all be due by 8 p.m. at the end of the week for a particular week. In addition to these general Beachboard quizzes, there'll also be tests. These tests will include true, false, multiple select, and multiple choice questions covering the material. And they'll also include a couple of short answer questions that I'll have to go through and grade manually. There'll be a test every 2 weeks for a total of 3 tests for the course. Finally, there will be quizzes that correspond to activities for a given week. And I'll go over that in just a second here. The main page that you're going to be relying on probably is the content page. Now, I've never used the content page before, but I've tried to set it up as best I can so that it's as convenient and well organized as it can be. So there's a link to the syllabus, which is a PDF document that you can download. I will be modifying and updating the syllabus when I complete some of the final lectures for the course or change things around in any way, but I'll notify you whenever I post a new version of the syllabus. I've organized the course itself into 6 modules, one for each week. So when you click on a weekly module, it will give you a discussion of the lesson overview, the learning objectives, links to the readings for that week, and then there'll be links to video lectures covering the reading. Now, the way that I organize the lectures is that I would break up a given lecture into individual modules. Those modules will range from between 5 minutes to 10 minutes, but they'll never be more than 10 minutes, never less than 5 minutes. I couldn't figure out how to organize modules into a playlist on the Beachboard site, but I did go ahead and upload all the lectures to YouTube and organize them into playlists that you can access here. So if you just want to go through a playlist, you can click here. YouTube will automatically pull up the playlist for that particular lecture. It'll go through the modules in order. Feel free to watch the video lectures as often as you like. And if you have questions or feedback about the lectures when you've completed them, by all means, please contact me by the discussion thread or through email. The last kind of assignment that we have here are the the activities. And these activities are going to have the following sorts of structure to them. There'll be a link at the beginning to the activity page, which is usually a web page describing the activity. The study habits inventory is essentially a magazine quiz covering study habits, reading questions, and writing questions. And you'll be asked to complete it like you would a quiz on romance or so on in a magazine. Then when you get to the end of that activity here, you can click on the key and score your quiz in the same way you would in a magazine quiz. You don't have to report your score to me, but I do want you to keep track of your score and tell me in the end whether or not you scored higher or lower than you anticipated. The most important part of this particular key is the explanations for why things are weighted the way that they are in each of the sections here. And the quiz on Beachboard that you'll complete after completing this study habits inventory will cover those explanations. So you want to make sure you understand the explanations. Once you've completed the activity, then you can go down, click on the link to the Beachboard quiz or go to the quiz page and take the quiz. And as you can see here, after you've taken the study habits inventory, graded your inventory, and read the explanations for each section, answered the true, false, multiple choice, and short answer questions below. So every week will be organized in this way: readings, followed by lectures covering the material, followed by assignments, whether they're discussions, activities, or quizzes, and then every 2 weeks there'll be a test. Now, in all my courses, I give students incentives to study for their tests and to make sure that they can do as well as they like on the weekly assignments. So there'll be extra credit assignments. There'll be an extra credit practice test before each test, and there'll be reviews covering 2 weeks, say for instance week 1 and 2, at the end of week 1 and 2. Now, the reviews will allow you to earn extra credit points to be added to the raw scores of your weekly assignments, and the extra credit practice tests will give you an opportunity to earn extra credit points to be added to the raw scores of your test. So if you have any difficulties or questions having to do with the content on Beachboard, then please, by all means, send me an email or write a question on the discussion or a comment on the discussion section so that I can make sure that I have the Beachboard page organized and make it as useful to you as possible, given particularly that this is an online-only course. Technical issues, I would encourage you probably to contact Beachboard itself.